healthcare choice of Marquette Athletics. And welcome everybody to the first Marquette Thursdays of the season. Shaka, look at this crowd. How does it feel to be back for the first show of the season?
It's great to be back. This is one of my favorite parts of basketball season, is coming here on Thursdays. We kind of have a family here of, loyal Marquette folks that come every Thursday, and it's a lot of fun being around everyone. So it's been too long. It's good to be back.
All right, and I'm Sophie Hanrahan. I'm one of the new student hosts along with Trevor and Layla, and we're really grateful to have this opportunity tonight.
Yes. Well, we're excited, Sophia, about you and Trevor and Layla being a huge part of the show. It's a partnership that we decided to, really dive into in the off season with the College of Communications at Marquette. And, we're student-focused at Marquette, and we want to give our students an opportunity to grow and learn. So everybody, this is Sophia and Trevor and Layla's first show. They are really, really training to become, great journalists. This is a great venue and opportunity for them to be around us and shine some light on Marquette basketball. So very happy to be here with you, Sophia.
Certainly, and let's get to talking about Marquette basketball. You guys are about a month in, wrapping up the non-conference. You have 2 games left, Purdue and Wisconsin. But let's go back to Tuesday with Valparaiso. You guys really stayed resilient throughout the game.
Oh, we had to. I mean, that first half was good defensively and then not so good offensively. But the way our guys hung in there, we had set a goal to hold them under 31 points. It ended up being 27 points that we held them to, and we obviously needed to do that with the tough shooting day that we had. NJ hit a corner 3, but other than that, we missed every outside shot that we had, and then we missed some finishes around the rim. But I was really, really proud. I've challenged the guys in the last 4 or 5 games to continue building our in-game culture. The culture meaning how we act, interact, and respond in the game. We're still trying to build up to where we need to be with that, and I thought our guys did a great job taking a step in that area. They stayed connected. Obviously, some guys played better than others. We had some lineups out there down the stretch that maybe were different than other lineups we played earlier in the year. I thought 2 freshmen really did an awesome job leading the way with Nigel James Jr., NJ, who you guys will see later tonight. You guys like NJ? We're excited about him. And then Adrian Stevens had one of his best games. Those are guys that, because we knew we were losing Stevie and Cam, we knew we'd need to bring in some guards that could come in and impact our team right away, and those guys are doing that. So very excited about that. Ben Gold had an awesome second half. Chase has been very, very solid for us. But what I love about Chase in that Valparaiso game was he only gave up 4 points the entire game. So, as much as we're asking from him on offense, we need him to still be a stalwart on the defensive end, and I thought he did a great job of that. Caden gave us a lot of energy. He's kind of our big energy guy. He had 10 rebounds, which was huge. So when I was watching Valpo on tape, I said, these guys are pretty good. This is the best, by far, mid-major team we've played. They showed that, but our guys showed great resilience. And it's nice, obviously, for us to win one of those close games and take the game down the stretch. That's big for our team and our young guys' confidence.
You said the foul line won you guys the game. You went 8 for 8 from the free throw line in overtime. How important was that?
Yeah, we needed to. We needed to get to the foul line, and it was big. It was NJ and Chase down the stretch, but as a team, we shot, I think, 84% over the course of the game. That can be a strength for us compared to maybe previous years getting to the foul line. As you guys have seen, the officials are calling these continuations a lot more. So I've told Chase and all the other guys, hey, when you get in there and they blow the whistle, just throw it up there. And you've seen he's gotten some of those. But this is a team that, particularly the way people are guarding us, we need to attack the paint, get to the foul line as much as we can. And I thought NJ and Chase in particular did a great job of that. Also offensive rebounding. Adrian Stevens had a huge rebound when we were down 6 to get it down to 4. And then the way those guys defended with aggressiveness without fouling down the stretch was big.
Well, speaking of NJ, he had a season high, 21 points last night. And, he's coming to this position, taking over for Sean a little bit, first-year starter. What have you seen from him so far this season that you've liked?
Well, there's been a lot that's been thrown at him, and he's really, really capable of everything that we're asking of him. But as you guys know, a freshman transition is a steep one, particularly at that position. With Sean's injury that, threw even more at him. Now, hopefully Sean will be back real soon. And I like those guys better as a two-headed monster than just one of them. But I think NJ from the beginning has really handled the transition well. He's building relationships with his teammates, building trust with those guys. Right now, on the defensive end, he's kind of, drinking through a fire hose. A lot of new stuff, a lot of different things that we're asking him to do. But offensively, he's been arguably, along with Chase, the best guy on our team. Creating opportunities for his teammates, getting in the paint. We needed him to score the other night because he is one of the guys that had it going. But there's other games where we need him to create more for other guys. He's capable of both.
You held Valpo scoreless for the final 3 minutes with a 6-0 run to force overtime.
We had to.
You had to. What were you telling your players during that?
It's amazing. Somebody told me once, necessity is the mother of invention. It's also the mother of playing hard and doing anything you have to do. So, I thought, again, I liked the look on our guys' faces. There was a media timeout with a little over 3 minutes left in the game. And, again, we've been through some moments late in games where things haven't gone our way. We've had some people make some tough shots on us, some different things that haven't gone our way. But I love the resolve that our guys had, and I think it's a good sign for our team. That connected with the way that our guys are practicing every day. So I knew there was a real opportunity. But you still got to go out there and make plays, and they did that.
The second time you went into overtime this season, first versus Dayton, what changed for you guys to get the victory this time?
Well, I think that, we practice this a lot. We call it our overtime mentality. I thought the guys did a great job. When you go into overtime, there may or may not have been a foul on Chase on that drive that he had at the end of regulation. But when you go into overtime, you can't dwell on the last play, particularly if it didn't go your way. You've got to move to the next thing. And I thought our guys were very present. They were very connected, the way that they helped each other. And then we came right out the bat, and the guys got a big stop, which was really important on Valpo's first possession. They forced a turnover. So that's the key. I thought our guys handled that really well. You never know when you're going to go to overtime. I mean, last year was only one time, I believe. But, I got a feeling this team's going to be in a lot of different close games, so you got to find a way to win those games regardless of what happens.
And this was just one example. So hopefully the resilience continues.
Well, you got to grow that. And, we spend a lot of time training and working on getting past hard in the off season. But, Sophia, there's no substitute for the real games and, for the experience that you get in those. And, when you're Nigel James Jr., Adrian Stevens, Michael Phillips, Josh Clark, who are seeing their first action this year, or even some of our other guys that are in new roles compared to previous years, they need these experiences to build grit and build toughness, and obviously we're going to need both of those things, grit and toughness, to pull out games against good teams on our schedule.
Certainly. Well, Marquette fans, there's nothing like a sea of blue and gold when you're catching your Golden Eagles live and in color. Get tickets all season, even if it's last minute, at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Marquette Golden Eagles. And we'll have more from Coach about upcoming events and games after the break. We'll be right back with more from Motor Bar and Restaurant, home of Marquette Thursdays.
this is way back in like 2006. We took a bunch of kids to Walmart and took them Christmas shopping. And I said, man, and it was really, really fun. It was just a win-win. It was a good experience for us, for the guys, and obviously for the kids. So we brought that with us, everywhere we've been. And so we continue that tradition here at Marquette. Now we do about 60 kids, and from St. Catherine's Elementary School. As you mentioned, this is our 5th year doing it. And, we go to a department store. We have everyone together. We do a little program where we talk to them about why we're together. And then we pair the kids up with our guys and then other student athletes and coaches from Marquette Athletics. And it's so much fun because you see Chase Ross, for example, and a youngster, and they'll go around the store and they've got a gift card, and the youngster gets to decide, do I want to get gifts for my brother, my sister, my mom, my grandma. Sometimes they want to get stuff for themselves. That's fine too. But it's really cool, and it's an experience for these kids in particular. You can tell when you watch them, they've never really, had this exact type of experience. And then for our guys to do it together with them and sharing that, I think is perfect for the holidays, because the holidays are about giving back. The holidays are about, that spirit. And it's something that we will do this coming weekend, so I'm excited about it.
Well, you guys also do a lot of other community service initiatives. You do Team Impact, Sharp Literacy, the Wade Reading Program. How important is that to building the culture?
Well, I think as everybody knows, all of our fans, our players are the center of our program. They're the ones that make everything go. But at the same time, we don't want them to feel like they're the center of the universe. So it's kind of it's a double-edged sword, but we got to help them understand, hey, we live on a planet with a lot of things going on, that are even bigger than basketball or bigger than any of us individually. We also live in a community, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we're part of a university community, Marquette University, that has so many great things going on, and also things in the community that we can help and that we can impact. So through some of those programs that you mentioned and other things, we just try to get our guys to understand, hey, there's other folks out there that we can positively impact. As we say in our program, everything we do is a domino. I do think that when, as a person, particularly as a college student, as a college student, I can go back to when I was younger in college. It's very, very easy to get wrapped up in what you have going on. It's a busy time. The guys have exams coming up. We've got all kinds of practice games, basketball focus. We want to win, all these things. It's easy to get wrapped up in that. But the reality is, if you can have an awareness of what's happening around you, then that can make you a better citizen of the world. And absolutely, make no mistake, I get it. Our job is to win. All right, but we're also trying to grow these guys up as people. And I also want, Zayd Lowry and I had a discussion today. I said, man, 10 years from now, you're going to thank me for all this stuff that I'm hitting you with, because we had a real kind of heart-to-heart. And I think that they will. I feel good about that in terms of the way we go about things. I think that our guys will. And, hopefully in the meantime, through that, we can also do a lot of special things on the court.
It is finals week, next week coming up. Kind of get an insight to the crowd of what it's like to be a student athlete during this time.
It's a lot. I mean, it's, one of the things I learned from the strength coaches and the sports science guys is that the body does not differentiate types of stress. So when there is an added academic load, and you feel that extra stress, because we have a lot of guys that really care deeply about doing well in school, so they put a lot of extra time, like most students do, in at this time of year to finish strong. That can take a toll, but you know what? It's part of it, and it's exciting. It's exciting. Can you finish strong? Can you have a great attitude? Can you make sure you're communicating well with your professors? I got a really cool note about NJ today from one of his professors, and it basically said, hey, I was out for a couple days with an illness, and it was really neat at the start of class. He raised his hand in front of the whole class. He said, we just want to make sure that you're feeling okay. How are you doing? And, I said, NJ, man, this is awesome, because what you're recognizing here is she's a human being. And, not just a professor, she's a human being. So, we've got guys with 4 or 5 exams. We've got guys with more in-class stuff this last week. It is a good feeling. I remember all the way back when I played, when that last exam gets done, because that stretch from about mid-November or mid-December when exams get done, all the way till I think it's January 12th is when the semester starts. That is like this special time where all you got to worry about or think about is basketball. And I mean, as much as I liked school, that was a really cool time because you can just be with your teammates, get a little bit of extra rest. So that's coming up, but we got to finish this semester strong first.
Earlier this season, you brought the team through a tour of Marquette basketball history. How do you think they sort of reacted to that lesson?
Well, hopefully did you guys see the video of that, of the Marquette history tour? So I'm a history major, and I think one of the things that's challenging in coaching is to get young people, I know I sound old, but to get young people to appreciate history as much as we do. And it's a challenge, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. And that doesn't mean we shouldn't expose them to some of the former players didn't like this word, but their ancestors, the people that came before them. And so it was awesome, Sophia. I mean, Doc Rivers was able to join us, Travis Diener. I reached out to both those guys, and they were like, heck yeah, just tell me where to be. They met us at the old gym, and it was the best part of it was our players, how locked in they were to Doc and to Travis as those guys told stories. I mean, there was a lot of facts about the Marquette basketball history, but more the stories. Doc told stories about Al McGuire actually after Al retired, but was still active and around in the community, and his impact on the guys. And that's the type of thing that players don't normally hear. It's so easy for guys to get locked in on just their experience, but they need to know this program's been around this is the 109th iteration of Marquette basketball, and that's a long time, and they need to know that's a privilege to be part of that. Mm-hmm. So I thought it went well. I also took the guys up to the very top seat in Fiserv Forum, and we sat in that top row, and I told them, guys, look at the vantage point. It's a little bit different than where we see things from all the way down there. But man, take pride in the fact that, every time we take the court, people come here and they come to watch us, and you get the privilege to do that. And 10 years from now, it'll be someone else that gets that privilege. But we as players and coaches, we get that opportunity and we want to make the most of it. So I think that type of stuff sometimes has a delayed reaction setting in, but the guys were listening and they were locked in. And I think because of Doc and Travis, it's something that they won't forget.
On your point of we have this historic program, but just last season we saw some of the most historic players leave. Cam Jones, Stevie Mitchell. How do you get the new players to kind of understand the impact they had?
Well, the guys that played with them, with Chase, Ben, Sean, Trey, Zaid, Caden, they played with Tyler, Oso, Cam, Stevie, Job, Cam Brown. I would say those 6 guys, and I've said this before, we miss those guys a lot basketball-wise. We do. But the biggest thing we miss about those guys is the culture that they set and who they were as people. I mean, they were just rock solid. I think I called them titans once. I mean, they were high-level human beings. Now, the great thing is, as those guys move on and transition, there's opportunities for other guys to step forward, and then the new team takes on a whole new personality. That's the beauty of college basketball, and that's what is happening right now with our team. I mean, our team is fundamentally different in terms of our guys' understanding of what's required than we were 3 weeks ago. And now in the meantime, we're learning to win, and we're playing against teams that they also want to win. And I think that Chase and Ben probably have the best understanding of it because they played the most with those guys. Sean played with them about half the time and then was sitting with his injury half the time. So we need those 3 guys to really continue to step forward. Caden Hamilton is just a major, major energy get. He makes other people feel the best about themselves, better than anyone on our team. Oso's the best I've ever seen at that. Caden's not on Oso's level yet, but he's getting there. He's got, this season plus 2 more after that. So we really want to keep building these guys culturally just as much as we want to keep building them on the defensive end and the offensive end.
There's a video, I don't know if you guys saw it, plays sometimes where Chase talks about that conversation him and Tyler had. And there was more of a disagreement, and then they kind of came together. I think Chase has really started to absorb the culture, and really he's become such a leader.
It was a disagreement for sure. That's putting it lightly. The thing about Tyler, he's just so unique in this way, is that he did not mind conflict. Most young people, most college athletes are averse to conflict. And the one thing that Tyler did that set a huge stage for our team his junior year, so 22-23, is we were picked 9th in the league, and he stood up in front of everyone publicly and privately, and he said, I'm paraphrasing, basically everyone else can shove it because this is what we're about, and I'm going to drive it, and our team's going to drive it. And you know what we're fighting for right now, Sophia, is we don't have Tyler, but other guys to step forward on our team and have that type of internal guts to be willing to put yourself out there and say that for the team. And galvanize people together to do that. I think we've got some candidates that are coming forward with that, but man, it's a heavy load, and that's what's required, and that's what's also exciting.
And 2 of them might just be here in this building right now. I see him. And Jay back there.
Well, these are young guys in training, and the thing about it is I always tell the freshmen this. I told Stevie's group this when they were freshmen. The day will come sooner than you think when you guys are the driving force, leadership force behind this program. So Nigel James Jr., NJ, and Ian Miletic, who's redshirting this year, but a crucial part of our future. Those guys are part of one of the best freshman classes that I've ever been around, and very excited about them.
Don't wreck a great time. The Marquette Golden Eagles remind you to drive sober or get pulled over. Visit zeroinwisconsin.gov to learn more. Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Shaka will be back after NJ and Ian join us with Trevor. We'll be back for more with Marquette Thursdays.
Healthcare, the healthcare choice of Marquette Athletics. Thank you all for being here. It's great to see a great turnout on the first Thursday of Marquette Thursdays. I'm Trevor Hilson. I'm a senior in the College of Comms, second generation Marquette student, and really looking forward to getting into our player interviews today, which are brought to you by Wintrust. Tonight's Marquette player interview is brought to you by Wintrust, Wisconsin's bank, the official banking partner of Marquette University and home to Marquette Checking with free ATMs nationwide. Everyone, please welcome Nigel James Jr. and Ian Miletic. All right, guys, as we get into it, welcome. Thank you for joining me this evening. Doing a couple icebreakers here. To start, Spotify Wrapped and Apple Replay came out just a couple days ago. Who are your guys' top 3 artists?
My top 3 artists were Drake, Michael Jackson, and Gunna.
My top 3 was Brent Faiyaz, Low Shimmy, and Avenor.
All right. I got Tame Impala, Huey Lewis and the News, and Drake. And then, what's a fun fact that people may not know about you guys?
Fun fact about me, I would say, is that I just love animals. I grew up with dogs throughout my whole house. And love having animals around the crib.
I'll say one about me. Coach laughs at this, but I only eat with plastic utensils.
Why is that?
So when I was younger, I used to have a metal tooth.
Okay.
And I used to eat with metal utensils, and it used to make my mouth really sensitive to metal. And I just stopped eating with it ever since because it used to get annoying.
Ian, what kind of dogs you got?
We always did labs in my family, and just from my Croatian heritage, we always did Croatian names. So, my first dog that I ever had was Luca, and then Maya, and now most recent dog, his name's Evo.
Okay, nice. Nigel, we're going to start with you. We're going to recap the win over Valpo. Give it up for Nigel's 21 points on Tuesday. I'm sure that played a role in helping you earn domino of the game as well. But what I want to talk about, you had 2 clutch free throws at the end of the game that helped close out the win. You know, when you're stepping up to the free throw line, what goes through your mind in those moments?
I would say I just go up there and I rep it out all the time. I'm used to shooting free throws. We work on it a lot in practice. Coach told me he needs somebody that could have the courage to go up there and shoot those types of free throws. So he always been saying it since the summer, like, we need somebody that can knock them down. So I just took that as a challenge and worked on it every day, every night with Jack, and I just go up there confident.
What's your routine look like? Couple dribbles, spin the ball, what are we looking at?
Take a deep breath, make sure my feet's lined up. I look down for a sec, and then 2 dribbles and shot.
Awesome. Ian, redshirting, what's that process been like for you, and how are you attacking that growth?
It's been great so far. Obviously I'm grateful for the opportunity. Coach Smart giving me the red shirt. It's been great so far to build relationships with Sheik and obviously continue to get stronger and build that relationship with Todd Smith in the weight room. I've definitely seen a lot of growth physically since I've gotten here, and that's just continued as this red shirt decision was made. And obviously it's just been great to get some extra workouts in, continue to work on my physical and mental capabilities so that I'm ready heading into next year to bring a difference on the court for the team.
Absolutely. How do you and Sheik kind of work together through that redshirt process?
It's been great. Sheik and I both push each other, and we have a great spirit of competitiveness, and that we're just continuing to build. Obviously, heading in this season, we talked about we compete forever and just resetting that standard. And Sheik and I have done a great job of just doing that. And continue to set that standard through the redshirt process. And obviously, looking forward to having Nash once we have that winter break back and he comes through as well.
Do you guys 1v1 each other a lot?
Me and Sheik love to play one-on-one against each other.
Who wins the most?
He got me the best of me last time, but I got him the other time before. So we'll definitely have to run it back sometime soon to make that decision.
So now, when you're on the floor next year, what should Marquette fans know about your game?
I play off my shot, obviously. So, I'm going to shoot the ball when I'm open. And I love to create for my teammates. Obviously, I'm shot first, but, I play off my shot and use that to create for my teammates. And, I love to bring energy when I'm out there. That's one thing I take pride in, being a good spirit for my teammates.
You're not going to dunk on nobody? Come on now.
I'll catch someone. I'll sneak somebody because, I got sneaky bunnies. But,
okay.
Obviously, I play off my shot. But, you know,
Ready shooter.
yeah, definitely. So.
Now, being redshirting this season, your game day looks a lot different from Nigel's. What do you do on game days to stay fit, even when you're not on the floor?
Yeah, so our game days are definitely a little different. Obviously, when we have class, we got to work around that schedule. But after we wrap up class, usually got a little bit time to grab some food or a snack before we get into our game day workouts. Usually get our everyday work. NJ can attest to that, just, you know, getting in our daily things that we do in the weight room. For me, that's bench press, chin-ups, and then I do a little bit of the bear squats, kind of squats to get moving. And then we get into our actual workout, so lift some weights. And then we'll do our game day competition. So last time we did a little sled circuit, and that was good. It was very competitive, back and forth. And those have been opportunities to compete, continue to build your conditioning and your stamina, and kind of replicate those spurts of times that you're going to be in the game next year so that we can just prepare and stay in shape for that. And then after we head to practice, obviously get the game day practice in with the guys, usually get in a workout in with the wings, and then finally we'll get an on-the-court workout, me and Sheik, just working on specifics, whether it's ball handling or shots, and then we'll play one-on-one every now and then.
Love it. What's been the toughest workout so far that you've done?
That's a great question. Comes down to, usually it's the sleds, honestly. Sleds are tough, and the circuit workouts are great. You know, those really push me, and it was helping me just continue to find more. You know, even when I feel like I have nothing left, you know, just continue to find more, and push past those points where, you know, you might feel tired or fatigued, because obviously you're going to experience that in the game.
For sure. Nigel, going back to you, you grew up in New York playing in outdoor venues like Rucker Park. What was that experience like for you?
I mean, it's special. New York is like the mecca of basketball. I'd say it's nothing like it. You know, the type of energy and vibe you get out there, like everybody in the park, everybody from different boroughs coming to watch games. And then just like people will talk crap to you literally from the sideline, and you'll hear it if you're having a good day, you hear it if you're having a bad day, which I love. Like, they hold you to a good standard. And it's been fun. Everybody out there competes. There's a lot of guards in college basketball right now from New York. And yeah, it's nice. I like it.
Do you have a favorite memory from playing outdoors?
I would say New York versus New York. It was my 16th year. I just was getting recruited by Marquette too. And we were playing at Lincoln Park in Queens, New York. And me and my team literally had like one of the best games of the summer for like a while, so it was really good.
Now, I know Marquette fans love your tenacity on the defensive end, right, guys? Where does that come from?
Well, my dad always used to tell me, like, growing up, I was undersized, so I didn't start growing until like about 16, 17, really like hitting my growth spurts. And he was like, as an undersized player, you're going to have to stand out in different ways. And he was like, you can start that by picking up somebody 94 feet and playing defense the whole game. And you can make plays for your teammates, you can make plays for yourself, just get you going, even when offense isn't going the way we want.
Absolutely. You're the deflection leader by 4. I know Stevie and Chase had a deflection battle through last season. Do you feel like you and Chase have that as well? You got him by a couple.
Yeah, I think I got him by like 4 right now.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a battle. I definitely see it every day I go in there.
Absolutely. Ian, from the Chicago area, you're the first guy from that area to be recruited and come to Marquette. Staying close to home, being in a familiar area, what's that like for you?
It's something I'm very grateful for. Obviously, my parents as well are very grateful for that. They enjoy coming up. My mom obviously is very grateful for this program. She talks very highly of Shaka Smart. And yeah, it means a lot to me to be near home, near my family. And obviously, Milwaukee's a great spot to be.
Absolutely. For both of you guys, what was the recruitment process like with Shaka? How did you get to know him? What was your first impressions with him?
Yeah, I'll go first. I would say it was definitely, nothing like I've experienced before. Having a connection with your head coach. I went down for a game, and then next week following, he was back in Rolling Meadows for our game. And just having that connection with the head coach where you can communicate, speaking to him. He came for an at-home visit, and that just speaks a lot of volume to who he is and the type of character he has. And I was grateful to have the relationship standpoint of him, things with him and Coach Barry early on because he was my main recruiter. But, yeah, it's hard to find in college basketball such a direct relationship with the head coach. And that was something early on that, I was extremely grateful for. And it definitely hit home with me and the rest of my family.
My recruitment process was definitely long. Coach Shaka always was there for me. Like, there was times where I had like bad games, and he would still like reach out to me, text me, show up to the next tournament. So he was someone that really prioritized our relationship and really showed me that even through the tough times where I'm not feeling my best, he always was there to make me feel better. And like he told me like throughout my senior year, right when I committed, that he just wants me to feel as good about myself as possible. And he always was giving me like positive quotes every day, like he does. He sends us texts, but I would say it was definitely long because my dad was trying to get me to commit before I was ready to commit. So he was just telling them like he's gonna come, and it just took me like a lot of time to really process and let it be my own choice. But I knew from like the jump that he was somebody that I trusted and I wanted to be around.
You guys, obviously not from the Milwaukee area, what's been your favorite part of the city and your early time here at Marquette?
That's a great question. You want to go first, Angel?
Favorite part of Milwaukee?
So much. It's just such a different
Yeah. I would say Pfizer. Yeah. I never got to play in an arena like that. I always went to games as a kid, and it was at like different basketball, I say like Barclays Center and Madison Square Garden. So being able to play in that type of arena is definitely special to me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I would say the same with Pfizer and just the relationship that I have with the guys. But outside of that, it's been actually awesome just taking the change of seasons throughout Milwaukee and the downtown area. Like, I remember seeing the trees just changing color, and obviously having our first snowfall recently. I think that's just a beautiful thing to take in outside of basketball. Just has allowed me to just, really take in the beauty of the city and just be grateful for it.
For sure. Do you guys have a favorite restaurant you found in the city yet? Is there a place you like to go eat?
Onestos.
Onesto?
Onestos is definitely up there. That's a good spot.
And then you guys come onto campus, getting ready for basketball season. What was the biggest takeaway for both of you from your first Marquette practice?
Let me go first.
Yeah. You go.
That it takes a lot, like just to be a college athlete. It requires you to be present. It requires you to be on top of your stuff, your priorities. Like one thing coach was telling me, like you got to prioritize your body, and I realized how like crucial that is coming here. So yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah, I would say something similar along the same lines of how important it is to take care of your body. Early on, I was struggling from just not eating enough and being a little bit dehydrated, just because I wasn't used to like all the intensity of workouts and obviously having access to so many, things and amenities to use. So obviously taking advantage of Kenny, our training system, really helped me through the summer, and just continue to build those relationships with people outside of like our nutritionist and weightlifting coach with Todd, and obviously I mentioned Kenny before, but just all those little things. Kristen, Kenny, and Todd have just been great resources for me, and I think those three have really helped me gather an understanding of how it goes to navigate playing at the next level.
Absolutely. Guys, let's give a big round of applause for Nigel and Ian for being up here with me today. Thank you, guys. Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley Davidson Museum is the place to be for all Marquette fans this season. Make sure to join us on select Thursday nights throughout the season to hear from head coach Shaka Smart and his players. Our next show is December 11th when Chase Ross will join us here at Motor Bar and Restaurant. And Bergstrom Automotive, driven to deliver great guest experiences across Wisconsin, proud to support Marquette Basketball. We will have more from Marquette Thursdays after this break. presented by Aurora Healthcare, the healthcare choice of Marquette Athletics. CareSource is a nonprofit health plan that leads with heart. As part of an ongoing commitment to investing in the people and the communities they serve, they're proud to partner with Marquette Basketball to support the Sharp. For every assist made, CareSource will contribute $10 to the Reading with the Golden Eagles program. Marquette has 142 assists so far this season. Coach, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for another segment here. We're getting ready for a big game on Saturday. I don't know if you guys are aware of how big Saturday is, going and playing in-state rival Wisconsin down I-94. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of the matchup to the state of Wisconsin and basketball in the state as well?
Yeah, I've talked about this before. I think the biggest thing is in this state, and I grew up playing basketball in this state in the 1990s. It's awesome the way that this game of basketball has evolved and grown in popularity. The players in the state are way better than they were when I was a kid. The basketball programs in the state have had a lot of success recently. And I think when you have Marquette and Wisconsin playing on a Saturday afternoon, it's so good for basketball in this state because it brings a lot of basketball fans together. Obviously, some on one side, some on the other side. But the game is always really hotly contested. The game is one that means a lot to a lot of people, and it brings out a lot of emotions both ways in a rivalry. I think for our guys, the key is just making sure that we pour everything into what we can control to impact this game in a positive way. And so that's what we're training for. Guys had a great practice today. We need to have another one tomorrow.
Absolutely. Looking to win in Madison for the first time since the 2017-18 season. You talk about the good practices. What do you guys need to do to be successful in your first true road game of the season?
Well, I think it starts on the defensive end, Trevor. I think, when you look at Wisconsin's team, they've got two really, really high-scoring guards that do a phenomenal job, Boyd and Blackwell. And those guys are older, they're tough, they're physical. In transition, they get out and go. They can shoot the ball from outside, but they're also deadly in the paint. So it's very important for us as a team, not just the one guy that's matched up with a player, but as a team, we've got to make things more difficult for them than some of the teams they've played where those guys have really gotten going. In Wisconsin, the way they run their offense, they really thrive when they have space, when they have time, when they're able to play, with a lot of pace. So it's very, very important for us to do what we do on the defensive end, try to get our hands on the basketball, make sure that we have five guys connected as one in the right positioning and then moving with multiple efforts. It's a heck of a challenge, but it's a fun one. Then I think it's important for us to be very, very aggressive with everything we're doing on offense. I mean, it's not, every possession is not going to go the same way, but you got to take what the other team gives you, and you can't shoot half shots. If you shoot it, you got to let that thing go. You got to be ready to shoot. You got to get in the paint. You got to be strong with the ball. Wisconsin always plays with good physicality. We've got to make sure we match and exceed that.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe even more important on the road, you talk about that connectivity you need from the five guys on the floor. How important is that for you guys?
It's everything. I mean, I think, you see NJ and Ian here. You see a lot of the guys on our team that are they're on the younger side. We, as a group, our guys are learning that, the only way to do something really, really special is together. And you have to be more connected than you ever were before at any levels before here. And I think we talked earlier with Sophia about some of the guys that have been here over the last couple of years that have moved on. Those guys were really good glue guys. I mean, they held a lot of that together. And now we need Chase and Ben and Sean to lead the way with that, along with a lot of our other players. And then you got to go do it as a group, and you got to do it as a unit. We were practicing today, and the guys had to put together a certain amount of what we call perfect defense. So a certain stretch of time where they were absolutely perfect, and that required multiple possessions. So at the very end, they were almost to the end, and the clock said 3, 2, 1, and the other team banked in a shot. The scout team did. You just got to keep going. You got to keep fighting, and that's what our guys did today.
Absolutely. Coach, thank you so much for your time this evening. Let's give one big round of applause for Coach here as he gets ready to head back to Madison. Thank you for spending some time with us this evening.
You got it. Thank you.
Make your basement game day ready with Matrix Basements. Matrix Basements is your trusted local basement finishing company. With 16 years of experience, Matrix is a name you can trust. Visit matrixbasements.com and use incentive code Marquette to receive 25% off your basement installation. Transform your space today at matrixbasements.com. We will be right back to wrap things up here from Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley Davidson Museum. By Aurora Healthcare, the healthcare choice of Marquette Athletics. Thank you all for being here tonight. Look forward for you to support the team as they take on the Badgers in Madison on Saturday. You can do that in part at Buffalo Wild Wings. Marquette fans, Buffalo Wild Wings is the official viewing party location for Marquette road games this season. Check out the Golden Eagles watch party schedule at gomarquette.com/BWW. The next watch party is this Saturday, December 6th at the Brookfield Buffalo Wild Wings. Marquette takes on Wisconsin at 1 p.m. Let's go Sports Bar. Thank you again for being here. Thank you, Motor Bar, and go Marquette.